All right, in this video, I'm going to show you how to export data from a graphic. So I showed you the method of exporting it completely to Excel. My only problem with that, right, is if I have something like this, and I'm going to get rid of all these filters, right? I'm going to make it quite large. And let's get rid of the values, right? Let's make it entire view. I just want to do that to show you how much data there is in here. And let's say I have something this large. It's a very large table. If I do worksheet export to cross tab to Excel, it's going to take forever, right? Because it has to like print to the page. Anytime anything visual has to happen, especially in Excel, it uses up a lot of RAM, right? So you're going to be waiting there a long time. However, if we export it as a text file, right? It's very, very small, right? In terms of size. So it can do it very easily. And there's also no formatting. With Excel, even though you haven't done any formatting yourself, there's formatting in there because that's how Excel represents data, right? So the way we can do it is we're going to scale this back for our example. So we go minus, right? And let's say we had this much and I want to export. I can export all of it. I can export just a certain amount I selected, right? The method is the same. So let's say I want to export all this data, right? I can highlight it, I can hover, and I'll see if I can get my drawing tool. Yes, I can, right? Instead of using keep only and exclude, which you can beforehand if you want, right? You can filter it down to the data you're actually interested in, right? After you do that, you can use this one right here, right? And this button is the view data button, and it is extremely important. It is one of the most important features you will encounter in Tableau. Yes, Tableau has a lot of visualizations and all that kind of stuff, and that's great. But this little button right here has changed the game, right? And here's how it's done it. In Excel, if you do dashboards, a lot of people go to me, what's the difference? I can do a dashboard in Excel. Yeah, but you can't do this feature right here, right? Tableau with the dashboard lets you dig into your data. And when you get to the final, you know, view, or you filter down to what you're interested in, you can extract the data that actually makes up whatever's left. Okay, so let me show you what I mean. If I've highlighted all of it, I can hover and go, oops, I lost it. I went too fast. View data, and it's going to open up this new window. And there's three views you're really going to be interested in. The first one is the summary view. All right, I'm going to maximize this. The first view is the summary view, which shows you basically just the values you need to actually represent the visualization that you have, right? And what would that be? It would be your region, your country, furniture, not so furniture, category, subcategory, and then whatever the value is, which is going to be sum of sales. So if you come in here, that's all you see. But we know already that the data set is quite large, right? There's more columns than this. Well, then where did they go? If I, let's actually make this a little bit smaller because of my recording software, right? My button is right where the full data button is. Okay, so we go here and we can go full data. So we click on that down here, right? And I'm going to untick this show all fields. And what the full data does is it expands a little bit further. So you can see there's a lot more information here now because instead of it just the summary, which is this one, right? You can see there's a lot less. It expands it a little bit more, okay? It looks at every pattern. And then if you want to see the entire data set, you go show all fields, okay? And that shows everything in your data set. Well, what does this mean? This means if me a designer creates a dashboard that gives someone the ability, someone who doesn't have Excel, like good Excel skills, to deep dive into data and then come to a final solution, then they're able to extract that into a CSV or into an Excel file at the end. Well, then a majority of their work is already done, because traditionally what happens is, we'll do an analysis, we'll provide a large data set, and then someone has to still go through it, right? With this method, you can go in and grab whatever information you need, but also do the filtering, visually. So let's do another example. This data set is quite large. So let's say I do a little bit of a deep dive. Let's close this. And let's say I'm only interested in North. So we go North, keep only. I'm only interested in office supplies, keep only. I'm only interested in, let's say, this patch right here, keep only, okay? And let's say I'm not interested in this, so we go exclude. So now I only have values here, and if I drop this in label, you'll see that there's actually values. And this is all I'm interested in. I'm not interested in analyzing the rest of it. Therefore, I can highlight this, click on this View Data button. You can see it's a lot smaller now because I'm only looking at what I've filtered down to. So if I go Full Data, right, this one's already got the Show All Fields activated. I can have my entire data set here, and I can do whatever analysis I want. And this is a massive game changer now because I don't have to be filtering data for people. They can just filter themselves. They can self-filter, or as I like to say, self-filter. Yeah, that never caught on, right? And that's massive. And I can do that for anything, right? I can do it for bar charts. Right? I can see what that bar chart is made of. So 52,787. I can see what data is actually in that 52,000, what makes up that 52,000. So the sum of all this is 52,000, right? And if I want to see everything in that data set, I can see everything. I can go in and grab whatever I want. Okay, maps, it's a lot of fun. Let's get rid of this. And let's say I want to see it by region. So I'm going to use the hierarchy here and reduce it, right? Oh, maybe not region. Let's go here, country. Let's say I only want these points right here. I can view that data too, right? So the whole idea of exploration in your data is possible now with this kind of ability, right? And when we figured this out, it was the best. The kebab never tasted so good. All right. And now finally, how do I get it into Excel? Well, let's do that little technique again. Let's highlight what I'm interested in. I don't even have to highlight the whole thing. Let's say I highlight this. I can go view data, right? And this button up here lets you export it to CSV, okay? So if I go full data, right, go export. Where do I want to save it? Let's just call it kebab time. I'm probably going to get a kebab after this. I'm not even joking. All right, kebab time with like extra onions. Don't judge me. All right, so we've downloaded it. We're going to go to downloads. Let's look for the file. So we got CSV. Now, if I open it in a notepad, right, let's try that. It's just going to look like this, right? It's comma separated values. So you can see supply, comma, Stockholm, comma, Sweden, comma, Stephanie, and so on and so forth. In Excel, it looks like this. Let's open that up. And it's only 17 kilobytes, so writing it is very efficient, right? It doesn't use up a lot of computing power. All right, so let's just clean this up so you can see what it looks like. You don't have to do this part. This is just so I can show you what's in there, right? So now we can have category city. So much like we saw in Tableau, it's in a table format, and I can actually drop this into another Tableau file and then start the process again, right? Or I can distribute this, I can do whatever I like, okay? And that's it. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.